The Friday Morning Rant with Shane Halfyard contains adult humor, adult subject matter, adult language. Ba, 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 ba. Listen to me. Like I haven't done this a dozen times or more. So yeah, contains satire humor, adult language, adult themes, and pretty much anything that isn't PC. So if you don't like that, Jack, then piss off. You have the wrong podcast. It's the Friday Morning Rant with Shane Halfyard. It is Friday, September 27th, 2019, in case you give a shit. Well, it's been a while, and I'll tell you what, okay? I'm finding it difficult to have a decent balance in my life. Okay? I need to lose weight. I am 330-ish. Just under 6 feet. So I'm a big fat fella. I need to lose some damn weight. So what I've been doing is I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to work out. I'm lifting the weights. I'm trying. And I'm going on the treadmill. Oh my God. When you are a fat fuck like me, going on the treadmill is just awful. Everything just jiggles and shakes. My titties are bouncing everywhere. My gut is just swaying back and forth. It is not a pretty sight. I don't look at us fat guys on the treadmill. You will be hypnotized. It'll be just like looking at one of those old-fashioned lava lamps. You know what I mean? You're looking at it and you're seeing the parts just slowly jiggle up and float to the surface, and then you're gone. You lose your shit. You can't figure out what's going on. You're hypnotized. That's me on the treadmill. Don't look. Okay? Don't look. Avert your eyes. All right? I'm thinking about getting a sports bra because I'm starting to understand why you women complain about having breasts. All right? I'm running. One's flopping to the right. One's flopping to the left. Then they start circling it up. And I'm just like, Jesus. God damn it. And the young fellas there are looking at my titties jiggle because they're confused. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm having a difficult time finding a good balance between my workouts, my writing, this show, and work. I'll tell you right now, if I didn't have to work, I'd have a lot more free time to do this stuff. But I gotta put in 8 hours a day like everybody else, and, not that I don't love my job. I absolutely fucking love my job. I am good at it, and it's just a place I can just mellow out, Like, my job, people get all stressed at work. I'm like, why are you so stressed? Just pop in some headphones, listen to a book, and do your job. It's no big deal. It's what I do. Am I the best employee? Probably not. Am I the worst? Definitely not. I would say I'm slightly above average. And even that's so slightly. I wouldn't go too far. So, my wife and I are watching Better Call Saul. We started watching that. We're watching it on Netflix. See, we have a list of shit we want to watch together, and we're just going through it, and we finally got to Better Call Saul. Now, this show is awesome. Okay, I loved Breaking Bad. And I knew I would like Better Call Saul. And it is great, right? I love how it shows the budding relationship between Saul and Mikey, Mikey the badass, and the budding relationship between Mikey and Gus, Gus the drug lord. And I thought it was awesome. All right, I did. We were watching an episode the other day where these two brothers who were in Breaking Bad, they were the guys that like to kill people with axes, tracked down Mikey because Mikey refused to do the deal that Don Hector wanted him to do, which was he wanted Mikey to take the blame for the gun to allow Tuco, his insane nephew, to get out of prison earlier. And that's okay, that's fine. So Mikey tracks them down, or the Axe brothers track down Mikey. But they also tracked down Mikey's granddaughter. And then they pointed their fingers like a gun and went pew, pew, towards his granddaughter. So, of course, then he makes a deal, right? Now, this is what I said. I said to my wife, if I was Mikey, if I had Mikey's skills and ability and vision and all the other things that he makes Mikey, those guys would be dead meat. pointing at a gun at my grandkid, they wouldn't make it. So then I said that same conversation at work, and some guy goes, "Oh yeah, you're so tough. You kill those guys like no problem." And I said, "Were you not fucking listening? I'm saying if I was Mikey and had all of Mikey's skills. Me, on the other hand, I'd be like, okay, sir, don't shoot my babies. I just shit on myself." That would be me in real life, okay? I'm saying, you know, because these shows are designed to make me, the pathetic wimp that I am, to feel like a badass, that's what I would do. I'm saying that in the safety of my home to impress my wife, which it didn't. She didn't. She does. She knows. Women know. Okay, guys, look. All those things that you say that make you think you sound manly, they know. They know. Okay? But if they're a good woman, they let you get away with it. Because they know how a man's ego is fucking fragile. They know if they had said, "Oh my God, you know you're a pussy," we'd be like, "No," and then we pout and sulk, and then they gotta deal with that shit. So they just go, "Yeah, dear, you definitely would fuck that guy up. That guy would be dead meat. Oh no, look, sloping gut or not, you'd kick his ass. Yeah, it doesn't matter that your tits are bigger than mine. You would fuck him up. I know you would, because you got the skill. You got the skill, man. Because that's what they do. They know how to stroke a man's ego, and well, it's a two-way street, right, fellas? You know, you're with your wife, and you've been with her for a long time, right? And things start to change, and things start to, gravity starts to take an effect. You don't go, "Yeah, your tits are sagging." You would never say that to her. You love her. You're like, "Oh my God, no, they're wonderful." And you would like, because in your mind they are wonderful, right? Because they're boobs. I mean, boobs have to be pretty freaking bad off for a man not to like them. I mean, really bad off. Like, they probably got to have teeth, right? I mean, and even then, we might find a way to work around them. Even then, we'd be like, "Well, they're just little teeth." So that's that. So I was talking to a friend of mine about, she brought up, she would see on Facebook people that she knows that are cheating on their wives, and they would still post how they love their wife, right? Talk about how they love the wife on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, "Do you think a man can really love his wife after he's cheated on her? Like, if he loved her, why would he cheat on her?" Kind of thing. And I tried to explain it the best I could. And I got my point across, but then it started making me thinking to myself, why do men cheat? Do men really love their wives while they're cheating? Can that be a thing? So I did some research, and I found an article from Women's Day. It was written in 2015 by a woman named, pardon me, folks, sorry, let me get water here. By a woman named Jenna Birch. Yeah, I think it's Birch. Now, it was 12 surprising facts about infidelity. Now, I'm going to breeze through these. I'm not going to read them all right? But fact 1, most men are still in love with their wives when they cheat. Men who cheat haven't fallen out of love. They've become unsatisfied with their current state of it. Cheating usually occurs in the phase of the companionate love, when couples begin to settle down, have kids, and solidify their life being built together, says clinical psychiatrist Andrea Borsch, PhD. While they're fulfilled in some areas, like being a provider, the romance may be missing. And I think that's true. I think that when a man is about to cheat on his woman or cheats on his woman, he is doing it to fulfill a need. Okay? There was this TV show called The Mistress, and it was by this British bird, and she was a mistress to Gordon Ramsay. And she would say that too. She would say, take care of your man. Take care of him. If you're too tired to have sex with him, stroke his ego or stroke something else, but always find a way to take care of your man. And she was saying that because men will cheat if they're not being taken care of. Okay? Prime example, I have a friend, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he almost cheated on his wife. He came very close. In some ways, he kind of did a little bit, but he backed off before it went too far. And he called me up, and he was very upset about the situation. Right? He called me up and said, my wife moved out because I started to cheat on her. I said, what do you mean you started to? What's going on? What happened? He goes, she and I haven't had sex in a long time. She doesn't touch me anymore, doesn't compliment me, doesn't do anything with me at all. In fact, she ignores me quite a bit. I was at a party. I had a few drinks. This girl was constantly hitting on me, touching my arm. We went off to a tent. Things started happening. I realized I was doing something terrible. I felt awful. I left. I went home. I told her. There we go. So I said, you didn't have full sex with her, just kind of made out? He goes, well, kissed a little bit, and then she started to, undress me, and then I said, shit, no, I'm gone. Well, it was bad that he allowed it to get that far, but it was also good that he stopped and went home and tried to tell his wife, because he wanted things to work out. Sad to say, their marriage didn't work out. And it isn't because he was almost cheating. That was probably the last straw. But even then, they were together for like a year afterwards. So I don't even think that was it. No, everyone outside the marriage knew that marriage wasn't going to make it. Right? She wasn't a good partner or companion to this man. Anybody could see it. But he couldn't, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't see those things. But my point is, he was about to cheat, but he loved his wife, and he didn't, and he tried to make things work out with her. Okay? So, yes, men can separate sex and love. It's not a problem. Men can do that. I don't know if women can do it or not, because, I'm not part of your, Now, another thing you don't realize is men will cheat with women that they know. So it could be your best friend, ladies. Or co-worker, or blah, blah, blah. Another one is men cheat to save their marriages. Now this is an unusual thing. When I read this, all right, I'll read it here in a second, I was pretty surprised. But it makes sense. Okay, so men cheat to save their marriages. Men love their spouses, but they don't know how to fix their relationship problems. So they go outside the marriage to fill any holes, says licensed marriage and family therapist Susan Mandel, PhD. When men want it all and have the skewed notion that other women will make the longing for something more disappear, then they can live happily ever after with their wife and their mistresses without confronting the real issues. And I think that's true. I think men will have an affair because, like I said, they're not getting what they need, right? Like, ladies, you want a guaranteed way for your man not to cheat, unless he's a fucking scumbag, okay? You take care of him, right? If he's a good man. If he's an asshole, I get it. There are assholes out there, right? That don't deserve your love and affection, and then you should get out of that relationship. But if he's a good provider, if he is understanding, if he is loving, if he is caring, if he's supportive, okay? If he's a good father, if you guys have kids, if he's all those things, then why aren't you taking care of him, right? You need to address that for yourself, right? I guarantee you, the moment you stop taking care of him, the moment he'll start thinking about other women. But if you're taking care of him, you're knocking out of the park a couple times a week for him, I'm telling you, he won't even care about looking at other women. Won't even happen, right? You knock it out of the park a couple times a week, Make sure you give him his birthday BJ, maybe one on New Year's Day. Take care of him, and I guarantee you he will do anything to keep you happy, right? Men are very simple creatures. Women try to overcomplicate us. We are not overcomplicated. Feed us, fuck us, and let us hang out with our friends once in a while, and you'll never lose us, all right? I guarantee you. That's what I told my wife. My wife goes, how can I make sure to keep you happy? Right? We just start dating, that little, sweet talks in the beginning of the relationship. I said, sweetie, it's so easy. You don't understand. I am so simple. Feed me, fuck me, let me play my video games on Sundays, and I will never wander. Ever. And that's how most men are. Men hate themselves after an affair. Very true. I imagine they feel very guilty, scummy, blah, blah, blah. Cheaters often get friskier with their wives when affairs begin. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. You know, they're saying basically the man is more sexual with the woman, or more loving, more attentive during the affair. I don't know, maybe it's out of guilt. Women cheat just as much as men, and their affairs are more dangerous. Now, that is an interesting thing about infidelity. I didn't know that. An Indiana University study shows that men and women cheat at the same rate, but the reasons the sexes cheat are different, says Orlando. That's a cool name. Orlando. Okay, I'm done saying his name. He explains women are more likely to cheat for emotional satisfaction. Online cheating without any physical contact is the most damaging type of infidelity, says Orlando. Becoming emotionally invested in another person means you've likely checked out of your marriage. But if it's just sex, it's less about attachment and more about a hurtful mistake. Now, you know what? That's true. Having an emotional affair, and I'm going to talk about why women cheat next week. We're going to go into that next week. I'm not leaving you ladies out. You girls can be just a bunch of nasty bitches as we can be a bunch of nasty bastards. And you girls want equal rights, I'm giving them to you. Number 7. A wife often knows her husband's cheating. I wonder if do you think that's true? Probably is. Because there's probably some vibe, right, that he's given off that she knows, right? Probably. Which means if we could figure what that vibe is, fellas, we could figure out how to counteract it. And then you could get... That's awful. Look. No. A couple will never work it out when the husband is in the midst of an affair. Very true. Okay? I believe that. I believe that too. Because if he's still screwing around, there's not going to be any emotional investment in trying to fix it. Obviously, he's not willing to give that part of his life up. Ergo, there is no point. Now, if he stops having his affair, totally commits, willing to go to counseling, willing to take things slowly, build up trust, and all that stuff, then it can work out. It really can. And right off with number 9, affairs can often fix a marriage. Is infidelity the kiss of death of a couple? Not always. Although a new relationship is exciting, an affair can rekindle the marriage, says Orlando. Men realize who they want for the rest of their lives and that the new relationship isn't as perfect as they thought. But think hard before returning to a cheater. Flings can highlight how little self-control someone has, explains Orlando. Still, if it was truly a one-time slip, it's possible to get back on track. Number 10. Even after rebuilding the marriage, a husband may still miss the affair. Maybe. Sadly, he might love his wife and want to salvage the marriage, but he doesn't totally forget about the affair. He might miss the great things about the other woman, fun, zero responsibility sex, the rush of the chase, but oftentimes he misses how he feels about himself when he was with her, which is more damaging if he's trying to return to his marriage, says Orlando. My God, I don't understand why I keep saying it that, but it is a cool name, Orlando. I got stuck with Shane. Shane sucks. This guy's got Orlando. Again, acting as you did when the relationship was new could help. Yes, it could. All right. Fact number 11. A cheater knows he's hurting the women he loves, tearing his family apart, and sacrificing his honor. Well, of course he knows. How could he not? Like, that's... yeah, he knows. And number 12, the wife is not to blame if he cheats on her. I think the wife is not solely to blame if he cheats on her. I do believe that if a man cheats or if a woman cheats, I'm willing to bet that's going to be something similar next week. I believe blame can go all the way around. I believe that, there's equal blame for her and for him. And a lot of you feminists out there are going to be like, that's not right. He's a fucking dirtbag and he cheated, but why? Why did he cheat? All right? If he's not getting what he needs at home, if he's not getting everything he needs out of this relationship, right? It's a very simple thing. Okay? Like when I was talking to, I may have told this story before, this woman I know, she was talking about how her husband told her that if their sex life doesn't improve, right, he's going to leave her. And she was telling her friends about this. Well, I know her. She approached me and she wanted a man's point of view. And she said to me, she said, Shane, my husband said this, and I know her and her husband. I'm friends with both of them. She says, and my friend says I should leave him because he's a selfish prick. And I said, well, that may be the case. But before I give you my opinion, may I ask you some questions? And she said, sure. I said, how long has it been you guys since you had sex? She said, a little over 6 months. I said, how was sex before that 6 months? And she said something along the lines, it was sporadic, once a month here, then every couple of months. It was a very slowing down. And now, I said, how is he as a lover? I said, I don't want to know details, but does he just come in, drop trowel, and say, woman, suckle? And she laughed. She said, no, he's actually very loving and caring, and he, tries to do nice things, like rub my back, he rubs my feet, he takes me up for dinner. So he's a very loving guy, she's trying to get across. Okay? He's a very loving, supportive, and passionate guy. And I said, well, then why aren't you wanting to have sex? She goes, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm in my 50s. I don't want to. I said, well, you're going to hate me for this, but he can do better. And she's like, what? She's really mad. And I said, no, hear me out. Hear me out. Just listen to what I have to say to the end, and then you can hit me. So she folded her arms and kind of gave me the stink eye and said, all right, let's hear it. I said, well, he doesn't need a best friend. He has lots of friends. He doesn't need a roommate. Okay? He doesn't need someone to always cook and clean. Okay? What he needs is someone that can, he can't reach his own cock. He can't blow himself, and he needs someone to have sex with. All right? Now, he would prefer to be with a woman that was in a loving relationship and was also his lifetime partner and friend. Otherwise, why would he bother getting married? And she starts thinking about that. She's like, okay. And she's not fully on board yet. And I said, also, he's telling you this because he loves you. Right? He is trying to make you see that he is unhappy. I said, have you tried counseling? And she goes, well, no. She goes, and he's brought it up. He doesn't want, but I don't want to go to counseling. And I was like, really? So he's asking you to go to counseling. He's asking you to see the doctor. Has he mentioned that? And she's like, yes, he's mentioned the doctor. I said, and you haven't done any of that to improve the situation? She goes, no. Because I don't feel at my age, she said, I should have to. Sex is for young people. And I was like, sex is not for young people. Sex is for everyone. All right? In one way or another. Well, she gave my advice some thought. Right? And about, I don't know, I think it was like 4 months later, 5 months later, we were talking about it. And I brought it up. I said, look, how are things going? I said, I don't mean to pry, but, how are things going? And she goes, I started seeing a doctor. Turned out for her, she had went through menopause, and she was having an estrogen level problem. And it turned out that medication, she didn't, medication or creams or whatever they use. She's taking it, and she is starting to have more energy for sex. And she realized that I was right. He wouldn't have came to her and told her if he just wanted to leave her. Because he didn't want to leave her. He loved her. He just needed to be taken care of. And he didn't cheat as far as I know. I can't say for certain because, I mean, I'm not, only they know. But I'm pretty sure he didn't. Yeah. So, yeah. Ron White, the comedian, said it best, that I am a very loyal dog, but if you don't rub my belly once in a while, I'm hopping over the fence. Yeah. And I agree with him. So that is one way to make sure your man will never cheat. And that's to take care of him. Now, again, this is an equal footing or equal road. The road goes both ways, however you want to look at it. The man needs to be worthy of you taking care of him. Okay? That's one important thing that I feel that I should get across here. Right? Because people get this impression that I'm this big male chauvinistic pig. I'm not. Okay? I love women. Always have. And I believe that it should be an equal footing, equal ground. That if a woman wants a good man, she needs to be a good woman. And if a man wants a good woman, he needs to be a good man. Okay? That's a simple rule in life. Okay? So if you have a man and he's telling you, he's coming to you and saying, honey, we haven't done it in a while. Why don't you take care of me? This is what I need. And he's telling you what he needs. He's asking you to fulfill those needs. Fulfill those goddamn needs. Okay? Just do it. But make sure that you tell him your needs. And make sure that he's willing to do it. Right? You two, if you're in a relationship, you need to feel you should be feeling safe and comfortable and able to tell each other anything you want to tell each other. And it should be that way. And I hope it is. Like, I always tell my wife, look, you can tell me anything. There is nothing you can say that you want to try that I'll be like, oh God, no. I said barring anything like animals and children, and she just went, animals? I said, yeah, trust me, they're out there, those people. So you need to be able to feel that you're in a safe place, a non-judgmental place with your partner, and your partner needs to feel that with you. Okay? So if you are a man and you are not getting your needs met by your woman, talk to her about it. Before you decide to cheat, take a step back and say, is it worth risking my marriage over? If it isn't, don't do it. If it is, possibly consider ending your marriage. Because if you're willing to go that step and cheat, maybe it's time to let her go. Okay? Yes, you probably still love her. Yes, you probably still love the idea of having a family with her. But if you're going to cross that road and cheat, maybe you shouldn't be with her. Okay? And if you're thinking about cheating, that is when the two of you should seek a couple therapy, some sort of counseling, just talk to each other. Don't give up on each other, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I don't believe you should walk away from a committed relationship like that until you've tried everything there is to try. And when you've done everything there is to do and it still isn't working, that is when you should walk away. But until then, you try, okay? Work things out. You fell in love with that woman for a reason. And you fell in love with that man for a reason. My advice is always try to find those reasons again. Try to rekindle your magic. And, have fun with yourselves. Right? There's a lot of different reasons why people don't want to have sex. One could be hormonal. Another one is stress. Well, when it's stress, you need to realize sex is the ultimate stress reliever, okay? Sex in itself is a wonderful stress reliever. So if you're stressed because your bills, you're stressed because, you got a job interview, whatever you're stressed over, knock one out. Show each other a good time. The next day, man, you'll be so loosey goosey. Everything will be working out for you. Don't worry about it. right? Life is always going to be stressful. You know, taking care of each other shouldn't be. And that's my thought on the subject. I'm going to put the article, because I didn't really do it justice. I only give you the cliff notes. The article will be in the description. You can just click on the link and you'll be able to read it for yourself. I would love to hear anything you have to say about this article or about my thoughts or views. And, you know, if you have a show idea, want a chance to win $25, all you have to do is subscribe. Contact me at shanehalfyard@hotmail.com, or leave a comment down below giving me a show idea, a comment. You can tell me I suck, but tell me why I suck. Don't just say you suck, you suck. Say, Shane, you suck because of column A, B, C, and D. And I will read it on the air if you're a subscriber, and I will put you in the draw for the $25 a month at the end of each month. And there's a $100 gift card of your choice draw at the end of December. All right? So, that's it for now. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.